But for whatever reason, they call you. Do not ignore them. Y'all hearing me today? And the reason I do that, because they're going to be there. There's been many moments when I needed somebody, and I believe that every time I'm there for somebody, God going to make sure somebody's there for me. This is what this is about. Compassionate and be humble. Why? The humble part is because sometimes the very people you lead are the people you may need to follow tomorrow. And this is what I mean. It's an exchange that's supposed to take place. If we both growing, then there should be a day where you can help me and another day where I can help you. And so this is very important. An airport, you got to link. You can't fly all the time. You got to go down sometimes and rest. My next point, watch this. No frequencies, airspace, and airport info. When we fail to make the sacrifice of communication, stubbornness prevails, and failure becomes our final destination. Closed mouths don't get fed. What I'm saying to you is, we know that to talk and to also listen, because communication, look, say it with me, communication is talking and listening. So we know some of us don't like to do that sacrifice, and if you don't, that just means you're a stubborn person. And if you're stubborn, then guess what? If stubbornness prevails, then failure becomes your final destination. That means wherever you end up, it will be in a failed situation. Because you can't get anywhere in life if you don't ever learn to listen. I'm going to say it again. You can't get anywhere in life if you don't ever learn to listen. And watch this. Closed mouths don't get fed. That means some of y'all need to open up about what you're dealing with. Some of y'all in here, y'all are so busy being superheroes for other people and don't tell anybody you believe. You saw Superman died in Batman vs. Superman? He need help. What I'm saying to you is some of y'all are so busy being a hero that you'll never let nobody save you. Do not go into this year where you can't be transparent and say, I know y'all used to me being the one, but today I need somebody to help me. Go to the next. Watch this. Oh! Go back. Stop it, Pastor Graham. I like that closed mouth don't get fed. Old school, you taught me that. Because there's a lot of people talking about they hungry, but you ain't told nobody. I don't know how you get on the college campus and tell nobody. When I was at Morgan State, I told everybody. My whole dorm, we went around with bags, knocking on doors. We're hungry. That's when oodles and noodles blew up real big. That's why you mix the flavors, change it up. That teriyaki with the roasted, let me stop. You know what? I ain't gonna, don't hate on it now. But when I came out of college, I realized this was some nasty stuff, and this is not right. I look now, y'all got the Crown. That was not what it was about when I first went to college back in the day. Crown, this was like a restaurant style. Choose what you want. Shall I believe? When I was at Morgan State years ago, they put that little fish stick. And you prayed it was really fish. You better say your place. You want to make it to class. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all say you still got to pray. I'm trying to tell you, that mystery meat. Nobody better than McDonald's. I don't know where they stopped selling meat a long time. The Big Mac burger just shrunk on me. I'm like, what is this? How come the sausage and the sausage biscuit is bigger than the burger and the Big Mac? Things that make you say, All right, let's go. That was free. Ephesians 6, 10 through 18. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. Put on some of the armor, y'all. The whole armor of God. See, some of y'all walking in, you ain't dressed out yet. How you going on a football field with no helmet? About to get rocked. Put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the... Listen, it don't say stand against the devil. It says against the wiles of the devil. We don't pay attention to some of these words. They could have just said devil. Why does it say wild? Because literally, wild thoughts. Right? That devil gets wild. Let me tell you, when the enemy want to throw you off, it give you, why do you think they call it vain imagination? You ever be somewhere your mind just goes all the way the wrong place? And you're doing something complete opposite. You got to snap out of it. Like, oh my God. That's the wiles of the devil at work, trying to get you to do crazy stuff. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness and high places. Let's break this down. What this is saying is, you hating on these people in your life, you're missing the point. You need to identify the spirit that's using that person. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm human too. I still get mad with the people. Right? And avoid the people. But realize that it's the spirit that this person is being used by. Because if you're so busy ducking folks, you're going to run right into them in your next city, in your next job, in your next situation. Because if you don't ever identify the spirit, you're going to never see when that spirit is coming. Y'all follow what I'm saying? Like, for instance, a jealous spirit hops from person to person. If you're so busy thinking, so-and-so's jealous of you, well, you don't realize a spirit of jealousy is trying to squander your peace. Spirit of jealousy comes to kill you from having peace. To make you so disgruntled by its existence that you can't even enjoy the good thing going on in your life. And so if you don't recognize that this is a spirit chasing you and you caught up in people, then you're going to continue running into the same situation. It says here, but against principalities and against powers. Let me tell you something. This represents principalities are folks that are in position. Spirits in position. They usually like to house authoritative circumstances and situations. Why does it always seem like the evil person is a supervisor? That's not by accident that folks in charge in a lot of places got wrong intentions. That is intentional. But it also is a testimony that even people's authority can't discount what God wants to do in your life. It says here, against the rulers of darkness in this world. Don't get it twisted. Now, I don't know how much is true. We talk about Illuminati and all this other stuff. But I do know that there is evil that takes place behind closed doors. If you ever read the book of Ezekiel in the Bible, and it talks about, Ezekiel says how the Spirit of the Lord took him behind where the priests were. And behind the priests, he said the very priests that were talking about Jehovah were worshiping other gods on the low. What I'm saying to you is you do have people saying one thing and doing something else. And they have a whole nother wicked agenda that's very intentional. So that is true to life. I know people who've been in situations where they're trying to reach high ranks in certain circumstances, and then they get told, well, if you want to go here, you're going to have to do this. Why do you think, what's the thing now, hashtag Me Too? Is blowing up because women are starting to come out and tell the story of how they've been put in compromising situations with men when they were trying to rise up in entertainment and different business fields. Y'all follow what I'm saying? So that's an example of what I mean. People have power and they'll try to exhort authority and try to disrespect you, get you to disrespect yourself to get something God can give you without them. It says here, wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand. Watch this, go to the next. So what is those weapons you need to have? Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth. And this is talking about the belt. That means the girt is the thing that keeps everything together. Look at your neighbor and say, only truth can keep things together. Listen, if you're gonna live a lie, then it's all gonna come apart. But in order for stuff to keep it together, I don't care how crazy it is. Look at this and keep it 100. Look, that's why the Bible said, be quick with your adversary. Man, you done found stuff too. Like, yes, and I still do. Yes, pray for me. But the moment you play pretend, that's when you get yourself in trouble. Watch this. It says, the breastplate of righteousness. That means, watch this. Does it mean that you do good all the time? No. It means that you strive. It is public. A breastplate is something that's usually the first thing somebody can see on a person. Usually the hardest target to hit is the chest area. That means that when it says the breastplate of righteousness, you should be a person known for doing the right thing in the eyes of God. You strive to do the right thing in the eyes of God. Y'all follow what I'm saying? Are you perfect? No. But it's clear I'm striving to do the right thing. You got to ask yourself, do you have that reputation everywhere you go? Because some of y'all righteous till you get to work. When I get back from my lunch break, that's when I'll go back to work. Look at them say no. Some of y'all be playing it, when I get back to my chair, that's when I'll work. No. Look at them say, righteousness.
Righteousness.
A lot of times, let me tell you, that's why the old folks used to say, do whatever you do unto God. You're not working for that boss, you're working because you want God to get the glory out of your demeanor. Watch this. It says here, and your feet should with the preparation of the gospel of peace. That means that every step you make, you're trying to remain peaceful. Look at your name and say, watch where you be going. Because see, some of you, the devil will throw you off and get you to change course. And some of y'all, what's the opposite of peace, y'all? What's the opposite of peace? Chaos, or what's the easier word? War. Let's not play charades. What I'm saying is, if we be honest, we love to preach a gospel where everybody is innocent, everybody wants Jesus. But the reality is, some of us like a little war. Let me drink some water. Just talk to yourself. Some of y'all got a little bit of ratchetness at work, where when it's time to pop off, they call you. Your smiles ain't fooling me. Because you know what? Some of y'all actually smile when it's time to pop off. That's when you get happy. See, can we just tell the truth and say the devil? Some of y'all know there's some people y'all know, they don't get excited till it's drama. If there's no drama, this is them all day. They get a text. It's on. What? Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Oh my God, all of a sudden you come alive. Look at them, you gotta check yourself. Some of y'all like war just a little bit. You like to get, they don't know. They don't know. But you want to tell them. Y'all know what I'm talking about? You gotta watch that. It says here, have your feet shoulded with the preparation of peace. Why does it say preparation of peace? We're talking about preparing for takeoff. You should always be thinking ahead about putting yourself in a peaceful situation. Financially, with your family. The Bible says pursue peace with all men. That means that every man that every person in your life needs a different prescription for you to have peace with them. I've said this many times. If you are married, you better know what that prescription of peace is for that woman in your life. Some of y'all, you better check in. Oh. For some of y'all, I know when my mom was alive, the way I got peace with my mom, I had to talk to her every day. If a day went by, that was a problem. Yeah. But my mom was never a fussing type. She'll say something sly. I'll call her, she's like if I go a whole day and don't call her, I'll call her the next day, she's like, I guess people are busy now. And that's all she had to do. I'm like, Mom. What I'm saying, but guess what? Some of y'all know some preparation, some peace you need with some people, you only talk to them once a year at the cookout. I got a cousin of mine, I can only talk to him once a year. I went to jail behind him. Can somebody say amen? Right? Because of this joker, so crushed up aspirin to a crackhead. And the crackhead saw him get in my car and then told the police that we beat him up and took his money. My cousin was at home. The police arrested me.
Oh, man.
I don't want to see him. I forgave him, but I talked to him once a year. He be sending me messages on Facebook. No response. But when I go up to Jersey every now and again, I don't even tell him I'm there. I'm telling you that. See, some of y'all don't know what it is. You was over here trying to keep it 100 with your boys. I can't be caught riding dirty. I got kids. I done been in the car with friends. Cuz while we driving, they showed me something like, yo, cuz, get me out the car. Oh, I'm sorry, cuz. I'm sorry, I didn't know I was holding. You knew you was holding. I got children. What I'm saying to you is you better know how to find peace with people. You know certain folks, when they call, and watch it, can I have some folks for the late night set? Because we all know it goes down in the Some of y'all need to cancel message. All right. Above all, the shield of faith. Look at Jay and say, where your shield at? Some of y'all getting hit all over the head. Because you ain't got your shield up. That's why you don't have enough faith to believe you're going to lead this job. Because you're getting hit all. You pull your faith up every few shots. And then you come to church, I don't know why I ain't got no faith. Child, you can't think straight. Hold your shield up. When the enemy brings doubt, you got to say, I got this. I believe God. That's the shield of faith means I believe God. It don't look like it, but I believe God. I believe God. Watch this. It says, so you can quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. Some of y'all on fire right now. And take the helmet of salvation. Listen. Salvation is the understanding that God has rescued you. Not just that he saved your soul, but saved you from situations you haven't even gotten into yet. If your helmet is not protected by that knowledge, now we know why you on some bang, like Cam Newton getting rocked. It's wrong how they do it. But anyway, some of y'all getting your head bashed in because you don't. You need to remind yourself who you belong to. That's what the salvation. Jesus died on the cross for you. When was the last time you reminded yourself of that? When was the last time you honestly stood still and reminded yourself that you was worth somebody going to the grave? We mourn, like me, over people who passed away. But do you ever think about somebody intentionally did it for you? Because you're worth that much. Don't ever let somebody think you're not worth something. Somebody died and rose again for me. Don't ever let nobody believe you're not important. It says here, in the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, the only offensive weapon in the whole entourage is the sword of the Spirit, which is what? The word of God. That's why if you ain't got no word, you ain't got no weapon. If you ain't got no weapon, you're going to lose. Some people think you got to memorize a whole bunch of scripture. No. Watch this. Go at least 30 days on this. Lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge that he will direct your path. Trust in the Lord with all thine, the whole verse. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. And in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Just do 30 days on that. You don't need a whole bunch. You don't need a bunch of knives. You don't need to be a ninja. It's this sword, right? Just one. Let's be Jedi. Right? You know what's coming out in December. I'm right there, ticket bought. Anyway, right? But what I'm saying to you is, you got to, some of y'all you wonder why you can't fight back? Because you ain't got no weapon. You pulling out a butter knife. Hey, that's the scripture. I know it's saying in Mark that Jesus, he loved us. Go back. You're not ready to fight. Go back. No. You got to remember something. And some of y'all say, I know one. Jesus wept. You know, I'll work with that, though. I'll work with that. Some of y'all holding that. Y'all got that one. He cried for you. What does a pilot have to do? A pilot has to plan for diversions. He got to know the weather going to go bad. Watch this. When soaring toward your goals in life, in-flight emergencies will happen. That means while you're flying, emergencies will happen in the air. But guess what? Don't be misdirected by the unexpected. Don't be misdirected by the unexpected. You may say, well, how can I do that? How can I do that? That's right. Because I'm telling you right now, unexpected stuff is going to happen. Don't get thrown off course. See, we sometimes feel confident as long as we know what's going on. There's some things going to happen that no prophet's going to tell you, no pastor's going to tell you. And it ain't because nobody was in the spirit. It's simply because you ain't going to know it till it drops. Because that's when we're going to find out what you really believe in. It's as simple as that. Some things are simply going to be a surprise to you. The question is, are you going to trust God regardless of the surprise? You don't see everything coming. But I like that phrase, in-flight emergencies. while you're soaring, while you are gaining altitude, there's going to be forces that want you to come back down. And like Nehemiah, who was building the temple, he was building with one hand, had a sword in the other. He told them when they was trying to flex with him, he said, man, I got work to do and I can't come down. And y'all going to have to learn how to work and fight at the same time. How to build what God is calling you to build and keep the enemy at bay simultaneously. The day will come for you to rest. But recognize, going into any new year, it's a season of gain. Think about it. When a plane takes off, it's about, you got to break, you got to get up a level. Some of y'all trying to level off. It's like, you're still climbing. You're still climbing. You ain't high enough to level off yet. You're going to crash in the trees, level off here. Watch this, y'all. Check this out. Think about this. Think about height in terms of the way people think. Some of y'all have been spending so much time with small-minded people, you surely can't level off right now. Because you're going to crash into small-minded people. Look at them and say, you need to go a little higher. Go to that, brother. My last scripture. Ephesians 2:2. After all of the listing of the weapons, it ends with this. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. Look at me and say, you got to pray always. We say it, but I don't think we really know it. It's amazing how when you're in a jam, you'll tap into prayer. How many of us know that when you come to North Carolina, you got 30 days to change that life? You know what I'm talking about? Some of y'all like, I'll do it. If you gonna live here, you gotta get that license changed. Silly me, I was told that in the beginning. But then I conveniently forgot. Until some people I know got pulled over and they got jacked. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta change my life. But I gotta work. Can't take off. So what was I doing until I changed my life? Every day. I got in the car. Father God, in the name of Jesus. This is the prayer. I rebuke accidents of all time. I rebuke being pulled over. I rebuke anything happening while I'm in this vehicle. And I believe I'll make it safely there and safely back. In Jesus' name. Amen. And God said, man, you can pray that every day when you ride in dirt. But you can't pray when you ride in righteousness. What I'm saying to you is, you got to brace yourself for 2018 to have a prayerful life. That when you leave the house, see, some people think we complain about the fact that we're not used to praying, and as long as you keep complaining about it, you'll never master it. Just go ahead and do it. Just something as simple as, God, cover me, keep my mind, and then start being very direct. You know you're short-tempered. Somebody say amen on the low. Say, God, keep my temper today. Some of y'all know you got wandering eyes. Somebody say, God, I rebuke lust today. Ow! Right? I'm saying start praying intentionally. Some of you know that you get anxious. You get nervous. Anybody here deal with worrying? Yeah, you need to say, God, I rebuke worry. Help me not to worry and help me to walk by faith. You can't worry and be faithful at the same time. The Bible says worrying won't add 1 cubit to your stature. Look at it, it don't help. And so what I'm saying to you, start finding little stuff to directly say. You know you better than everybody else. Some of y'all in here, you get mad at the slightest thing. God help me to be calm. And some of y'all, look at them and say, do you need to forgive anybody?
You need to forgive me.
Jesus. Because some of y'all still mad with some folks. I feel it. Some of y'all, I saw it in your face right there. Some of y'all, look at your neighbor and say, are you going to carry that right there? In 2018.
2018.
It says all prayer and supplication in the Spirit. Let me tell y'all something. In the Spirit this means a couple layers of things. Some people think it only means speaking in tongues, but it does apply here. If you've never spoken in tongues, then that may be something you maybe seek God and say, Lord, give me the ability to pray in my new tongue. But what it also means, because if it was restricted to tongues, it would say so. It also means that you need to learn how to tap into the Spirit of God for you. I know for me, back in the day, that Now Behold the Lamb, or Kurt Franklin now, or they used to, now behold. As soon as I heard it, I was like, oh. Just certain music. I'm saying you need to find what takes you there. Think about it. You know when you're trying to go somewhere else, how to find what takes you there. So people get all deep and mystical when I be talking kingdom stuff. I'm like, how do you do that? Look, you don't find ways to get in the mood of other stuff. Can I get an amen on the low? So what I'm saying is, if you need to grow spiritually, you need to find out what taps you into the Spirit of God. Some of y'all, stop going to work mad because you hate going. I just feel that in my spirit today. Some of y'all going places that you hate, and you got used to being hateful. You need to get in the Spirit. Jesus. You see it all perseverance and supplication for all the saints. It says here, you need to be praying, not just for you, but for everybody else. If we're all praying for all of us, then we're all covered. The Bible says, and we know that all things work together for the good. Don't y'all see that? It says, we know. I don't care how it looks. You are not by yourself. My last point. As a pilot, you must perform a pre-flight check. What does that mean? Do you have enough fuel to fly? Have you checked the oil so that your engine can run right? Do you have the tires to land? Are the control surfaces safe? When we cut corners, we cut our chances to succeed. If pilots should not leave the runway without a pre-flight check, then why would you leave the house without prayer? Y'all hearing me today? Y'all would not want to be on a plane with a pilot that doesn't do the pre-flight check. If y'all sit on a plane, somebody say, pilot do the pre-flight check. Y'all would show, wow! You done seen Final Destination, the movie too? You be showing that. But then here's the thing. If you don't want the pilot to lead the wrong way, how you going to find your destiny when you ain't praying to God? Stop trying to take flight without the one who gives you the power to fly. You got to tap in, y'all. You got to tap in. What's so awesome about us going over this now? We have November to process this, December to process this. See, the moment you start asking God for vision, He'll start giving it to you. The fact that you're asking now, by the time January 1st, 2018 gets here, you're going to be a whole lot more confident than you are right now. A whole lot more certain than you are right now. The reality is God's going to start, because you're preparing for 2018, He's going to start revealing more to you as this year unfolds. And it's going to be rapid. You're going to start noticing things. Stuff you've been in the circumference of, people you've been around before, but you're going to start seeing stuff you didn't notice. Because now you've asked God for preparation. And whenever you ask God for preparation, you're also asking Him to reveal some things to you. And that's what He's doing. You've got more allies than you thought you had. And you've got more resources than you gave yourself credit for. Amen? You ready? Everybody stand up. Bow your heads.